Also, during his performance in Flint, Michigan this week, Donald Trump appeared to confuse the United States state of Alaska with the country of Afghanistan. Because, that's a common mistake most people make. Like, oh, is this a picture of Afghanistan? Oh, no, it's Alaska. They're so similar, I can't tell the two apart. But here's what happened. While Donald Trump was boasting about how great he was for the military, he decided to talk about the base that was built in Bagram. Bagram, of course, is in Afghanistan. But here's what Trump said. We have Bagram in Alaska. They said it might be bigger than Saudi Arabia. I got it approved. So you're confusing Bagram with Alaska, Afghanistan with Alaska. You're also now suggesting that Alaska might be bigger than Saudi Arabia. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, there's another possibility here, pointed out by the Daily Beast Justin Baragona, where he says, the thing is, you can't even give him the benefit of the doubt that he was just confused two things that sound a bit alike. Anwar, Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, and Bagram aren't similar phonetically at all. So he is suggesting that maybe Trump wasn't trying to talk about the airbase, Bagram, but instead talking about Anwar in Alaska that may have bigger oil reserves than Saudi Arabia, which of course isn't true. But maybe he was confusing Alaska for Afghanistan and maybe thinks Afghanistan, is just a larger place than Saudi Arabia. We don't know. If I sound confused, it's because this is a very confusing and crazy thing to say because there's no way to make sense of it because even if he hadn't misspoken, it still doesn't make sense. Here's what folks on social media had to say. Tom Nichols with The Atlantic said this. They say it might be bigger than Saudi Arabia. They also say it's in Afghanistan, not Alaska. Neera Tanden, director of the U.S. Domestic Policy Council, said, quote, just wondering, all those decoding VP Harris's every syllable are going to give us their analysis of this. Which, of course, is a good point to make, right? Everything Kamala Harris says, hell, everything Joe Biden says gets put under the microscope like they misspoke. They're obviously dumb as hell. They're senile. They're crazy. They've got dementia. What about this? This man doesn't know basic things. He doesn't know geography. He can't tell the difference between a state in our union or Afghanistan. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like that's the thing that may warrant a couple of headlines from the New York Times or Washington Post or, hell, maybe even just Politico. But no, don't worry about it. Trump's crazy. He doesn't know his own country, but that's no big deal. That's just Trump being Trump, right? Because that's how the media reacts every time this man gets something wrong. If President Biden had said something like this, it would be wall-to-wall coverage on every outlet for the next week. Trump did it, and it's not even a blip on the media's radar.